Morning everyone. So character Achintya is Pratap from page number 146 to 149. Shrikar is Pratap from page number 150 to 153. Rachita is Lakshmi. Nikita is Mr. Chandan from page number 147 to 153. Mayur is Raman. Farhan is Boy. Shrisha is Mr. Chandan from page number 145. Sudiksha is a scene for page number 145 to 149. Rajat is scene for page number 150 to 153. Thank you.
Hall, sitting room in Mrs. Chandrasen's farmhouse, French window right, door right center and mid center, staircase left center, door left, long table center of stage towards footings set with breakfast service. Chairs a table, writing table and chair right of stage, small hall table, back of stage, wooden paneling below staircase, hung with swords, daggers, etc., stand with golf clubs, etc. left. Mrs. Chandrasen is seated at writing table. She has had her breakfast. Enter Pratap down staircase.
Good morning, Auntie.
Good morning, Pratap.
Where is Lakshmi?
She finished her breakfast a moment ago.
I am glad we are alone. I wanted to ask you.
Whether I could lend you 1,000 rupees, I suppose.
Actually, I wanted to ask you for 500. Perhaps 1,000 would be better.
The answer is the same in either case, and it's no, I couldn't even end of extra expenses lately.
Auntie, please don't give reasons. Just say, Pratap, you are a wonderful nephew. But I won't lend you any more money. I will understand perfectly.
Well, we'll take it as said. I just had a letter from Usha Rani saying that she's coming this Thursday.
Thursday? That would be a problem, won't it?
Why a problem?
Lakshmi has been here 6 days and she never stays less than a fortnight. You will never get her out of the house by Thursday.
But why should I? She and Usha are good friends, aren't they? They used to be.
Used to be, yes. That's what makes them such bitter enemies now.
But why? Are they enemies? What they have quarreled about?
Some hens have come between them.
Some hens? What hens?
Bronze Legons or some such breeds. And Usha sold them to Lakshmi at a rather high price. They both have poultry breeding farms, you know.
If Lakshmi agreed the price, I don't see what they were used to be quarreled about.
Well, you see, I got to know that the birds did not lay any eggs, and I am told that the letters that passed between them were extremely rude.
How ridiculous. Couldn't some of her friends get them out end of the quarrel?
That would be very difficult. Lakshmi was willing to take back some of her remarks if Usha would take back the hens.
And wouldn't she?
No, she said that would be admitting that she was in the wrong, and Usha would never do that.
What an awkward situation to be in, having them both here. Do you suppose they won't talk to one another?
Just the opposite. The difficulty will be to get them stop speaking.
What can we do? I can't put Usha off. Nothing short of a miracle will make Lakshmi leave before her self-allocated fortnight is over.
I don't mind trying to supply a miracle at short notice.
You'll be clever if you can get Lakshmi out of this house before Thursday next.
I shall not only be clever, I shall be rich. In sheer gratitude, you will say to me, Pratap, dear nephew, I love you more than ever. And here is your 1,000 rupees you are speaking about.
Good morning, Pratap.
Good morning, Lakshmi.
Go on with your breakfast. I had mine, but I'll just have a cup of coffee to keep you company. Is there any toast left?
Raman is bringing some. Here it comes.
Isn't there any butter?
Your sleeve is bottomless.
Oh, yes.
Lakshmi dear, I see the Gupta Mukherjee wedding is on Thursday next. I suppose you'll be wanting to run away from us to attend it. You were always such friends with Janaki Gupta. It would hardly do for you not to turn up.
Oh, I am not going to bother for such that way for a silly wedding, much as I like Janaki. I shall go and stay with her after her honeymoon. I don't see any honey.
Your other sleeves in the honey.
Oh dear, so it is.
Well, I must go now. Ring the bell for anything you want, Lakshmi.
Thank you, I'm all right.
Servants are a bit of a nuisance.
Nuisance. I should think they are. The trouble I have in this good servant. I don't see what do you have to complain of your aunt. Is so wonderfully lucky in her servant. Raman, for instance. He's been with her for a year, but I am sure that he's a jewel of servants. Go.
That's just the trouble. It's when the servants have been with you for years, they really become a serious nuisance. The other sort, the here today and gone tomorrow don't matter. You simply have got to replace them. It's the stairs and the gels, the real worry.
But if they give satisfaction,
That doesn't prevent him from giving trouble. As it happens, I was particularly thinking of Raman when I made the remark of servants being a nuisance.
the excellent Raman, a nuisance. I can't believe it.
I know he is excellent, and my aunt couldn't get along without him. But his excellence has had an effect on him.
What effect?
Have you ever considered what it must be to do the right thing in the right manner in the same surrounding in the greater part of the lifetime? To have pantry and cellar and plate cupboard under a minutely devised administration, to be noiseless and omnipresent?
But Raman hasn't gone mad.
On most points, he is thoroughly sane and reliable, but at times he is subject to delusions.
Delusions? What sort of delusions?
Unfortunately, they usually center around someone staying in the house. For instance, he took it into his head that one lady, Mrs. Geeta Singh, who was here last summer, was the prophet Elijah.
The prophet Elijah, the man who was fed by ravens.
Yes, it was the ravens that particularly impressed Raman's imagination. He felt that it was enough for the birds to feed her. He wouldn't allow any tea to be sent up to her in the morning, and when he waited at the table, he passed her over altogether in handing round the dishes. Poor Geeta could scarcely get anything to eat.
How horrible! How very horrible! Whatever did you do?
It was just best for her to cut her visit short. It was the only thing to be done.
I shouldn't have done that. I should humor him in some way. I certainly shouldn't have gone away.
It's not always wise to humor people when they get these ideas into their heads. There's no knowing to what lengths they might go.
Oh, you don't mean to say Raman might be dangerous?
One can never be certain. Now and then he gets some idea about a guest which might take an unfortunate turn. That is what is worrying me at the present moment.
Why? Has he taken some fancy about me?
He has.
No, really. Who does on earth thinks I am?
The Rani of Jhansi?
What an idea. But anyhow, there is nothing dangerous about her. She was a heroine. No one could feel very strongly about her.
But what does history say about her?
First Indian battle independence she fought. She was beautiful. She was brave. What else would history say about her?
Yes, all those things. But history also tells us that she died at the age of 22.
Do you mean that he thinks I am the ghost of the Rani?
Ghost? Dear, no. Who ever heard of a ghost that came down to breakfast and ate toast and honey with a healthy appetite? No, it's the fact of you being so very much alive and flourishing that irritates him.
Irritates him.
Yes, all his life he has looked on the Rani of Jhansi as standing for everything that is dead and done with. Before he came to work for my aunt, he worked for an English family. Perhaps they put the idea into his head that the Rani should stay dead. Her name was Lakshmi Bai, and perhaps he thinks she is you. And now he has to fill your glass at lunch and dinner and listen to your stories, and naturally he feels that there is something wrong in somewhere.
He would be hostile to me on the account, would he? Not violent.
I didn't get really alarmed about it till last night when he was bringing in the coffee. I caught him scowling at you with a very threatening look and muttering things about you.
What things?
That you ought to be dead long ago and that someone should see to it, and that if no one else died, he would. Bye bye, Lakshmi Bai, he kept muttering. That's why I mentioned the matter to you.
This is awful. Your aunt must be told about it once.
My aunt mustn't hear a word about it. It would be upset her. She relies on Raman for everything.
But he might kill me at any moment.
No, at any moment. He is busy polishing the silver all afternoon.
What a fateful situation to be in with a mad servant dangling over one's head.
Of course, it's only a temporary madness. Perhaps if you were to cut your visit short and come to us some time later in the year, he might have forgotten all about the Rani of Jhansi.
Nothing can cut short my visit. You must keep a sharp look on the Raman. I must go now and write some letter in next room. You must keep an eye on the Raman.
What a woman!
Can't find my sunglasses anywhere. I suppose they are where I left them. Here they are. And how was your miracle doing, Pratap?
Rotten! I have tried hard to make that woman believe she would leave, but you might as well try to drive away on attack of indigestion by talking to it.
Poor Pratap. I'm afraid Lakshmi's staying powers are superior to any amount of persuading that you can do.
Raman, where is Miss Lakshmi?
In the next room, sir, writing letters.
You see that old sword on the wall?
Yes, sir, the big one.
Lakshmi wants to copy the letterings on its plate. Please take it to her. My hands are oily.
Yes, sir.
Without the sheet, it will be less trouble.
I entered. Miss Lakshmi left the room. Sir, she was running.
Perhaps she has a train to catch. Never mind. You can put the sword back. I will copy out the letterings myself later.
The train timetable, please sir, Mrs. Lakshmi wanted it.
Please, here you are. Leaves 11:55. Arrives Delhi at 2:20.
Miss Lakshmi scarf and cardigan.
Here, these sunglasses are hers too.
Also one note, sir.
Here, take the lot. Run.
The car has come, sir.
Good, I will go. Tell Miss Lakshmi. Find Auntie and tell her that Miss Lakshmi had to leave in a hurry to catch the train. Tell her that Miss Lakshmi said goodbye.
Yes, sir.
How much did you say you would lend me if I got rid of Miss Lakshmi?
We needn't get rid of her. Usha has just written to say she can't come this month.
So here comes the end of the story. adapted from the Miracle Marching by Sam. Thank you.